Are we on?
It's on, bro.
It's on, nigga. What up, dog?
What up, my nigga?
Back at it. We are the ByLwansta podcast. And it's been dope, nigga. We've been at this shit for a hot minute.
Listen.
Oh, nigga.
Listen. I felt a bit of pride yesterday. I played, like we was at work. I was working night shift, and I was with my girl, and she was feeling some type of way, like she was sleeping. It was early morning times. And then I'm like, yo, she's like, yo, somebody say something, somebody talk about something. I'm like,
just keep me awake, keep
right?
me engaged.
Yeah, I'm like, alright, shit, I ain't got no, you don't like my music, so I'm just gonna play you an episode that you don't know. And then I played her an episode. And she's like, what episode is this? I'm like, hell yeah, bitch, there's a lot of them.
Yeah,
bitch.
what you mean? Is it only one
okay,
episode?
No, my bad, bitch. I'm not saying bitch to you,
she
bitch.
understands.
No, nigga, I'm gonna be alone in the dark. This shit. But anyway, I mean, I'm saying this to say I'm proud that we didn't got episodes coming out and
we've got some fucking video today.
Shout out.
Nigga, we've got a lot of shit today.
We got a lot of shit today. We're pushing a lot of shit today.
Today has been a very dope day.
It's been a long day. It's put in some work.
We've got a young homie with us who is doing great things.
Oh,
right?
man. Oh, man.
Reverb Nation calls him the best MC coming out of Kokstand.
Listen, man. Listen. We've spent a couple of hours trying to set shit up, right?
Yeah, bro.
And then the whole time in the back of my mind, I was thinking, this nigga does so much shit.
Dog.
I don't know how the fuck to intro this thing. I don't know what comes first. I don't know what he like. We're gonna get into what he rates more important if he does and all of that shit. But this nigga, this is an MC. This is a producer. This is a director. This is he mixes and masters his own shit. This man performs. This man.
Yeah, bro. And he's also a plug to dope music that you don't know, right?
Yeah.
So,
shout outs.
We talk about the one and only ByLwansta. Homie touching down straight from France. He's been flexing. He's like,
this nigga been flexing.
French words, dog. How you living, G?
Ah, man, I'm lovely.
Yeah.
My neck.
Have you even slept since you?
Yeah.
On the way back, what the hell does that look like?
Yeah, it was like an 11-hour flight.
Oh,
so
was it a comfortable flight?
It was. I think the flight back was a lot more comfortable than the flight going.
Yeah.
Which is weird because we flew in the evening when we were going, and usually evening buses are great.
Right.
Flights, I assume, would be the same.
Right.
But it is really
even commute when you're not driving is fucking amazing, bro.
So the flight back, we flew from around, because it's like 11 hours to Amsterdam.
Yeah.
And then from Amsterdam, 45 minutes to France. So we flew from about 8 a.m. yesterday. And sun's out.
You ain't did nothing while in Amsterdam?
Nah, I feel like 45 minutes.
In 45 minutes, bro.
No, so what it is.
Come on,
yeah.
So we
I can roll a blunt. Do you understand? In less than 7 minutes. Do you understand? Which means, in fact, if I'm trying to do 2, right, I can like sacrifice.
You can make it work.
15 minutes,
and
make it work,
the next
bro.
10 minutes.
So what it was, it's like 2 hours. It was just a 2-hour layover.
You're at the airport.
At airport the whole time.
Yeah.
Because I was like, okay, cool. So let's see what Amsterdam is about.
Yeah.
Then
They said you can't leave.
Well, they did it, but we were like, okay, cool.
You won't fuck around and
And actually, you know what? And you know what? Also, you realize how little time you have when you're trying to find your gate.
Yeah.
Like that gate, finding the gate alone is a good hour and a half.
When your main priority is I need to get where I need to get.
Yeah.
Right? I need to know where my boarding gate is. I need to know, am I in time to board this?
And there's also passport control.
Were there like language barriers at the airport?
No,
not
learn
so
some
much.
French. Nigga, what is that?
I mean,
parlez-vous français?
That's my nigga.
But I mean, at the airport, I think they try to be as international as they can be. Just so
they have like fine, like French-speaking black women at the airport.
Nope.
Fuck.
I don't know, but also
this is what Europe doesn't get.
What you
Okay, the most beautiful women on earth are all black.
Actually, you know what it is? I think like as far as airlines go, what's that other one? What are the airlines? Not Qatar. I don't know how that's pronounced.
Emirates.
Qatar, Emirates.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do they have black women?
I don't know, but I've seen like.
They're fine with
I don't
it.
know if you've seen.
Yeah,
Are they
video-
fine or are they like
Wait, but
model cute? That's my problem. I'm not looking for
I
model
bet they only
cute.
got the job because.
they were those there.
I don't think that's problematic. I mean, if you
No,
want
because I mean, if you think
beautiful
about it,
people, yeah.
Imagine.
Nedbank, when Nedbank is got the Nedbank Cup happening, right, and they're giving the trophy.
This is
Who is there with the people and the coach? They're always fine ladies. So I understand.
Complete objectification.
No, I mean it's pretty privileged, bruh. It's pretty privileged. You know, there's levels to this privilege shit, bruh. There's just some things where it's designed because you are beautiful.
Listen though, I want to bring some up. Firstly, how was your experience at Emirates?
I haven't experienced it.
Oh, yeah.
All I've seen was the hostesses marching and
And so
like
the-
and it's like, yo, what am I flying?
Like you wanted
I'm
like
flying fucking this. Okay,
flying
whatever.
fish and shit.
That's-
But anyway,
Yeah.
listen, because this is a crazy thing. I recently saw some posts online 2 days ago of some people was talking shit about Emirates. Apparently something happened
Oh, yeah?
on either one flight that had a whole lot of social motherfuckers in it because this shit blew up online, or multiple flights that had multiple reports. So people went on their page, and recently there was the finals. Was it Man City playing someone else?
Yeah.
I think it was the FA Cup final or the other final, because there was a couple of finals playing.
Yeah, it was
But-
the Premier League final.
Yeah, but the Emirates is like the sponsor or whatever.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
when they posted on their Instagram, like the picture of the guys holding the trophy, people jumped on that post and continued the complaining. And there were so many complaints that they took him off. Emirates
Oh,
page
shit.
deleted them. So people started posting the screenshots of the posts with the complaints and then posting the difference, showing that they took him off. And I'm like,
Guys,
yo, what the
airlines are doing some weird
What the
shit.
fuck
Well,
is
not
going
them,
on?
but there's so much controversy. I mean, you know about the fly surface
yeah.
stuff that happened recently.
Uh-huh.
It's. I don't want to talk about it because.
Wait, the Fly FA with there was a lady.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
happened
something
with that?
that I don't know enough about this. I know someone had some issues on a Fly flight, but later on it was said that this person they were tipsy. This lady and her friends were drunk and being rowdy. I don't give a fuck.
What, they were
bruh.
kicked out?
It's like when Bigfoot Dumo was like, being rowdy at the airport. I'm like, shit happens, bruh.
Yeah.
There's worse things that could happen on the face of the earth, bruh. So I don't think that's like a major crazy thing.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
maybe
it
she's an influencer.
blew up on socials, bro.
Wait, I'm
It
asking,
blew up.
what do you think is not a crazy thing? That the fact that some lady or some drunk person got kicked out?
Yeah, well, the fact that an Instagram influencer, can be in a situation.
Wait, who was it?
I don't know the person's name.
Okay.
No, it's a Kosa chick, man.
Faith gets Queen Talk?
No, keep
who-
going. No, they talked about it in some. I'll remember the name. It's a Kosa chick.
Janelle
though.
Regan.
No, it's a Kosa chick. Mihlali. Yes.
Oh, the Mihlali
Yes.
thing!
I don't
That's
know.
what happened. I never knew the real story. I saw the comments of the story.
Yeah.
People talking shit like apparently Mihlali got into the fucking plane with the crew and they had a cooler box and they borrowed the air hostess's earring to fucking put holes in the foil
For the Humphrey.
So I know the stories like that. But I didn't even know. That's
But it's
crazy.
cool. Listen, man.
Right.
Was there anything? Did anyone get arrested, or did people just get kicked off flights?
I think just kicked off like.
Yeah,
No, that's
come
fine.
on.
That's
bruh.
fine. man. That's
Worse things have happened
Yeah.
on the face of the earth.
If
Like
Worse
the way
things
that
have
thing
happened.
blew up.
No, that's just people just
No, but yeah, like,
people got jokes too.
Yeah.
People have got like that meme file,
Yeah.
right? People have been waiting
Fam,
to just like
fam.
get rid of shit.
fam.
So you just came back from France.
Yeah.
The first time we tried to have this conversation was right after.
I'm sorry to cut you off, man.
Yeah.
Because before we talk about the shit, I just want to acknowledge that 2 days ago, I was watching this motherfucker perform in France.
Yeah.
And now I'm chilling with this motherfucker
Oh,
in the room.
shit.
Yeah.
Like this. Like I was, because I got
The
the
power of
post.
the grind, bro.
Right? I got the post and like, oh shit. please say the bar is live. I'm like, oh shit, what's this nigga doing, right? I need to check this shit out. I'm like, oh shit, this nigga's performing. Oh yeah, he's in France. I'm like, oh shit, I was at work, imagine. I'm like, oh fuck y'all niggas, I'm playing my miss me for the next hour. And that shit was dope, bro. That shit was dope. And now to be chilling like this, I'm like, yo,
bro.
This is my nigga. But yeah, shout out to technology for the good things, not the bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, carry on, my nigga. So,
yeah, so the first time that we almost had this conversation on the mic was just before, just after Spijonget chapter 1.
Oh, when I was there, but you guys, it was after that.
Just after.
Yeah, I had the stickers. I was already working on my.
But it was like a week and a half.
I think it wasn't too long, you know, because it was just like we were getting the feedback on it from socials, from blogs, and you know, it was Has the grind been the same, like the level of activity from this project and previous bodies of definitely because. So now with the previous projects being, you're absolutely right, EP and Normal.
Shout outs to that shit.
Oh yeah. Those were obviously, I think, but all my they had hard copies, but they were maybe, let's say, predominantly digital releases. I think the hard copy was just because I could. I guess, and also wanted to flex, you know, on the graphic design and being able to package something, you know. So
you everything.
Yeah. So it was very much still like an indie project. I mean, they first landed on SoundCloud. And I think they stayed on SoundCloud because obviously there's some tracks I couldn't clear, and you know I wasn't even trying to clear those because I didn't imagine really pushing it on those things. So when Spijonget came about, it was the first project that I released that debuted on digital stores first, you know, and it was the first one that I've always had rollout plans for the projects, but this one was, you know, I had to consider maybe the more traditional media, not had to, but I wanted to because. For a long time, my goal was to, quote unquote, make it on the internet. You know?
Which mean you wanted to be like?
I wanted to like be able to have numbers on the internet as far as like streams go. You know, and
can that happen on the internet? When you say make it on the internet?
Sure. Oh, okay.
Is that not something that happens somewhere else and translates to numbers on the internet?
I think in my particular case, I was very much an internet baby. You know, like ByLwansta, Normal, a lot of those things were only able to reach people through the internet. So what the internet gave me was reach, and you know, and it got to the people. I mean, I think everybody matters, but the people who could almost influence everyone else, it was able to reach everyone. There's people who are listening to me in Paris, so there's people who are listening to me in Greece and Amsterdam, you know, because of the internet. So that was my main focus, you know. So back when I was in high school, I got to a point where I was getting pocket money. I think probably in grade 10, getting pocket money just to get chow. I probably buy myself like something light after school, hit up the internet cafe. Hit up the internet cafe every day for like an hour, just to, not for anything specific. If I was there, okay, cool. How does one email blogs? What blogs are out there? What are the formats? Everything. I'd always, like for like almost like a year or two.
So functionally, the internet was a tool.
It was a tool to kind of like, because I was in Kokstand. So like there was really nothing much.
They should put up a fucking statue of you in Kokstand. That's just got the fucking world's best rapper alive. Sure. Come on, according to Rico, in the fine print, according to Rico.
So I mean, think like just to emphasize that point as well. There's a lot of stuff that I had achieved. Like I performed at Back to the City in 2014, for 15 after the Normal was nominated. Right, I performed there. I did the Corner Cypher. There's a lot of stuff that made things outside of Kokstand possible because of the internet, right? So I was always like, because there's nothing else I could do. I couldn't say, okay guys, I'm headlining something at Kokstand. There was nothing. So I was always like there just doing this thing, and then it started to make sense because Google's analytics, SEO, whenever you Google ByLwansta, like things just pop up. Things always pop up because of the blogs that I've submitted to, the content I generate on my Tumblr, just all these things. This is literally years of just interneting, you know. So when I say having made it on the internet, it's like
you're a recognizable brand.
That's really
imagine.
Yeah,
it's
you
a
know.
brand name.
So if maybe somebody's putting you on to ByLwansta, and like Google it, and you find things, and you'll feel silly. You'll feel stupid because like, how can I not? This guy has a Wikipedia page. You know, all those things were made possible through the internet. So when I say the plan was to make it on the internet, well, it's that okay, to have somebody that backs up everything else that I'm doing. You know, so it's like I can't be on Colors and then not have all this content because like the Colors thing. So with the Colors thing, what happened with that when I submitted in 2017 to their submission page? You know. It was when I just got the email that I'm going on this 10-day scholarship with Tech Institute and Pop Culture. First thing I did was email Colors, right? I was like, if they get back to me at all, I'll probably be back here. You know,
I'm gonna be around your neighborhood.
You know, so that's I told them, I'm around. You know, so with that they asked, we don't want links, we don't want attachments. How are they gonna consider me? You know what they did? They Google. And what do they
They'll
find?
find it themselves, right?
They find all that stuff that...
It's the presence, right?
Yeah, you know, so all that stuff was being translated through the internet. So as far as making it on the internet, what I mean is that it makes sense. Like what I'm doing now is backed up by all the stuff you find on Google, right? So with those projects, that was the goal, to kind of have that presence and etc. Make sure people can access the music and there's no excuse. I think that's also why I did hard copies, because I knew there's people who want, you know. So with this particular project, it was about conversion. Let's take these numbers. Let's make sure these numbers streaming are going to be numbers of heads at shows. Let's make it be merch moved. Let's say, so there's a lot of stuff. It is almost like trying to find balance that, okay, you know what, there's the internet, but there's also the real world. You know, and if we're honest, that's real world is where like it really matters.
That's where you exist.
Yeah, you know, so it has to make sense, you know. I can't be so popular on the internet and I can't get a single head at a venue, you know. So that's what this project was about, and I had to consider the traditional media. You know, like, okay, let's have a song on radio. Let's work on a music video that can live outside of just YouTube. You know, let's do those things. So I think the focus shifted with Spijonget because, you know, I was trying to break new ground. Now, like, I mean, I moved to Joburg this year. You know, like in Feb, and there was literally...
No, hold up, dog. So how much of your internet presence was built by you in Kokstand before you moved to Durban?
Yo, bro, a lot of it. I mean, we didn't have like internet connection at home until I hacked the school next door. But we didn't really...
Until you hacked the school next door?
Yeah.
Talk to me, what do you mean?
We're not going to browse through that.
You hacked the Wi-Fi next door?
Yeah, I mean they had some... It kept popping up, you know, and I think I might have gotten a taste of unlimited internet. Like I got it from like, the MTN had some 24-hour bundle. And I was like, yo, just all day.
Just
you know, so then it became like I tasted blood for the first time, you know? And then I kept doing research. Okay, fine. I might have oversold it. I didn't really hack, right? Because I don't know where the fuck I would have gotten. But I did my research. I knew who to speak to. I was like, okay, listen, who is this? Because it's KJ. This school next door's Wi-Fi keeps popping up. And I need to, like, you know, get in on that. So I just made sure, because I mean, I don't know, somebody who's an idiot will call it stalking. But I can, if I need to find somebody, I can find it.
Yeah, man.
You know, listen, I don't know.
You made it work.
People stalk very, like, I feel like I've been around people stalking and then they define it as, no, you know, I'm just checking the facts, you know, making sure this, that.
I think for me, it's just like...
And that's another function of the internet, unfortunately. Because your presence is out there, you know, you have no control over how much people can see and when they can see it if it's just out there.
But like for me, bro, so for example, this is a real life example. There was another girl who worked at the Walker Berries competition, Bella Boo.
Is it Bella Boo? Is it not?
No, it's Bella Boo. So, at the time, she was my friend. There's another girl who was in the picture who was my friend. Who is now my girlfriend. So we were like trying to find out who this girl is because I was into her. So she worked, I found her on Facebook.
Oh yeah.
So wait. There's a bigger story here. So you said once upon a time you had a friend who helped you stalk a chick that
Stalks
you wanted.
are harsh.
Yeah.
But I mean, I found things. I said, okay, this person's here,
Yeah.
and then I managed to do the things and found her here.
But at the end of that story, you ended up with a friend, not with the.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you got played?
No. Actually, I think it's probably a conversation I need to have.
I mean, think about it. Listen, honestly, if she did like have a goal in mind, just say I'm playing the long game.
Sure.
Meaning I have to sit through all this bullshit of you trying to impress other people.
Yeah, like she gotta.
If she played that, then I respect that.
And besides, look at it this way: she had the channels. She was the one that.
Yeah, but I know, and she was
right
patient.
She was right.
Okay, this idiot doesn't see it yet. Right? All I have to do, is write it through.
Game,
so if she did that, dog, I know I applaud her.
Shout out to her, man. Shout out to her.
So yeah, with the internet, man. So what would happen then is that it needed to make sense in real life, in just the real world, and that's where we are with Spijonget, So it's really like trying to achieve different things, because every project has picked me up and put me on a new level. Mm-hmm. Every fucking time there's always a door that project opens, and they're always like eventually they open some floodgates. In fact, this project was almost as if like floodgates. Like every relationship, every hand I had shaken in the mixtape and EP days and whatever days, it started to make sense going into Spijonget.
So what I wanted to find out more is like shows, playing with a band. Is this all new in the Spijonget era of the ByLwansta career? That's what I was trying to find out, like the activity, like you're out of the country every other month, right? You're doing shows, you're popping up everywhere and everybody's seeing it. That footprint is translating to more than just you creating shit and putting it out there, but other people are already creating, saying, yo, dog, listen, we'd like to see you shine on our platform type of situation. So that transition, is it still something that you can see that, okay, I now see that when I'm doing more shows or whatever's, leaving the country more frequently. So at some point I need to reconsider the strategy. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? I don't know if
No, I'm getting it.
Because like at some point, you go from creating the music, the content, everything yourself, and that's where you are, whether you're in Kokstand or you're in Durban. Then you start booking shows, right? And now you're in Johannesburg and you're doing radio interviews, all these moves, all of this shit. Did all that start with just Spijonget or Spijonget? Because like, wasn't there a bit of a break between Spijonget and the last
3
product?
years. Bro.
Yeah, right? So I'm like, how do you then go from you're out 3 years, before that 3 years, the content was you at home and just that content. Now you're here and you're interacting with the world. That's where it is now, right? What the music was doing, the impact back then, built up that suspense, and motherfuckers was ready for the new release. So are you comfortable? Are you moving around? Are you sleeping? Are you seeing people that you care about? Does it seem real? Does it feel like, okay, I feel like I can maintain this momentum?